So welcome to part 2 of the melody workshop. In part 1 we learned to use articulations. In this part 2 we will learn to change the rhythm, which is much more complex of course. I have 3 techniques here and 2 things. First is I use swing 8 notes and I show you in a different workshop how this will work. So far you just try to listen to the recording and try to play along with it. You have the metronome beat and just try to play like I play. And the second thing is I only use the first phrase of the melody, but you can use this technique with all phrases, all songs which are written in quarter notes, half notes and whole notes. So I'll show you the first technique. So the first technique we want to make is doubling notes. That means we want to double the A, the B and the C. But we want to have the melody in the same place. That means there must be an A on the 2, a B on the 3, a C on the 4. So if we double the notes, we change the value from a quarter note to 8 note. That means then we have 2 8 notes, to 8 notes A, to 8 notes B, to 8 notes C. Looks like this. So here you can see the result. We have 2 8 notes A, 2 8 notes B, and 2 8 notes C. It's more complex, but the melody is still on the same spot as before. We have a A on the 2, a B on the 3, and a C on the 4. Okay, we'll listen to it now. Okay, sounds more interesting now. You have a click here on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I will give you the same example with a click on the 2 and the 4. The thing is, in jazz it's more common to use this click. It's not so easy though. If you've never done it before, it's a little tricky. I will give you the link to a program which is called software, which is called Transcribe. It's a software where you can build loops in videos, and it's a very good tool to practice, to transcribe, etc. So now I will give you the same example with a click on the 2 and a 4, and all the other examples I will give you. The first is always with a click on the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have the same example with a click on a 2 and a 4. Just try to play along with me and you will come in, you will get it. Okay, it's a little bit tricky maybe, but if you do it over and over again, you will learn it. As you can see, if you double all the quarter notes, then it sounds a little bit static. So it's better just to double one and leave the others. I give you now some examples how you can use this technique. So that's the first technique, doubling notes. There are much more possibilities. Try it out and find it out. I will show you now the next technique. Okay, the next technique is building pickups or upbeats. That means we play a note later than it is in the original melody. Like the A was on the 2 and it's now between the 2 and the 3. And so the B is more emphasized since this A is shortened. So we will listen to it now. You can take any of the quarter notes and play it later and to have the effect. I give you this example now with a 4-beat click and a 2-beat on the 2 and the 4, and after this you will see more different variations with this technique. Okay, so if you mix the technique of doubling and building upbeats or pickups, you have a powerful tool. You can do a lot of variations. But there's another technique I will show you now. Okay, the next technique and the last technique I want to show you is anticipation. That means you play notes earlier than they were in the original melody. This is very powerful because it gives a lot of energy to the melody. As you can see here, the A was on the 2 in the original melody, and I put it a little earlier. Not really in the middle between 1 and 2 because we play swing 8 notes. The feeling is more playing the 2 a little early. Okay, here's a different example. As you can see here, the F is anticipated. That means the F sounds a little before the 1, not really between the 4 and the 1. It's just like you play the F too early. It's gives a lot of energy to it, and is very common in jazz. And also here, as you can see, the B, which was original on the 3, we played a little earlier, anticipated, and also here more energy to the melody. Okay, here we have a little bebop stuff. That means we know this, the F is anticipated, played earlier. And the next thing is the B here. Normally the B was on the 3 in the original melody. Now we anticipated it, we move it from the 3 a little earlier, and the main thing is we play it short. That's a very powerful thing. It makes the melody very interesting. Okay, here's my last example. Looks a little bit strange. You won't think of the melody we had before if you see this, but it's the same thing. You know, all the notes are anticipated, and the A and the B and the C are played short, and the F is long. Okay, so far the theory. Now we want to hear how it sounds. Okay, so you have 3 techniques which help you to make a melody very interesting. And if you take the techniques from the first workshop, you will have almost everything you need. There are more techniques like ghost notes and stuff like this, vibrato. I will show you in a later workshop. Now pick yourself a melody, which is very simple, like maybe There'll Never Be Another You or There Is No Greater Love, etc., and make an interesting melody out of it. You can also resolve a complex melody and with these techniques to its root melody, so it's again a very simple melody. You can almost every melody you can resolve, and it's then easy to play, and you can then find a different way to make the rhythm different or change the articulations. So have fun. I see you in the next workshop.